Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. Well, this week my mom has been in here organizing more. She's got these shelves all prettied up. We had gotten a massive unloading of coffee pots, urns from a thrift store when it went out of business. And they were going to be thrown out anyhow, so I was like, well, they'd make cute little planters. Whether they'll end up making planters or just sit there like an odd display, they're cute anyhow. Some encyclopedias. Some are new, some are old compared to each other, but I didn't have enough room upstairs for them yet, so they're here. Mom's been trying to organize the paints in here, although probably some of them are shot. Some of them might still be good. There's an old fish tank back here. She cleaned that up and stuff like that. And some of the emergency bedding we had back here in case we ever had guests. Just some of it. We've got a lot of it. She's been trying to clean my toolboxes up. I guess she's had some success. She's been just sitting there very patiently, picking through it, cleaning it, throwing trash out, separating coils of wire, and just very gradually but been meticulously working through the process of making sense out of it. Overall, she's been doing a really good job getting this place nice and clean. We got heaters stacked up over here for when it gets cold, so we can try to keep our plants from freezing. And a little bit at a time, organizing this, like all these timers that we've collected for various lights and stuff that we want to have on. Occasionally she'll repot a plant or two out here. So those are slowly moving forward. Now, to the outside world. Out here, we've had some fairly significant changes in process. Not finished. There's one of the boxes being cleaned. She sprayed it down with some solvent. I've got tools in here because I've been working over here on putting replacing the fence wall with a feeder. That board right there in the middle of the shot will be the mounting board blade base for a box that I recorded myself making the other day. It'll be in here, and then in between it'll be very much like the box on this side. So what will be facing the inside of this little pen is basically that right there. It'll kind of look like that, only with fewer dividers in it, and it's a little longer, but that's generally what it'll look like. It's just what you see facing this direction will be facing that direction into that field. So that'll be all for feeding the boys right in there. Also, I plan on moving this fence out. It's just being strung up here at the moment to where it is now. When this becomes a wall like that is over there, what'll happen is I'll come out here somewhere, possibly up against this tree, I don't know. But anyhow, I'll go out and I'll go over with a chain link fence so that the little run will actually include, it'll be the same width, but it'll be over twice as long, I think. Candy, here's your candy. How you doing? Little babies in here. Here's your babies. Here's your candy. Pappy, pappy. Anyhow, so that's what those boards up there by the truck is, and why the truck is up here instead of down shop, because that's part of the project, because I've still got a lot of timber to do. Plus, I still haven't finished that hanging that fence over there yet. You can see a bunch of my tools in here, just all piled up, and they're getting trampled by the goats into the mud, but that's my own fault, partly. Well, that and being sick and stuff. There's a big old ball of, I have to go look that up. Where is it at? I suddenly lost track of it. There it is. Oh, he got right in my way. There we go. There's a monstrous ball of twine down there. It may have been stuff I had laying down flat, and they just got a hold of it and snarled it up. It looks like a lot more than I thought I'd put in there. Anyhow, so another month's worth of grain almost gone. Then I buy new grain every month, so that's kind of how it works. I had, unfortunately, a critical gate failure up here at the top. I don't know if it's obvious from here, but it will be when we get up close. What happened is that upper gate mechanism is so rotted out, it's virtually non-existent. I just realized that since the power went off and back on this morning, my radio's playing again. I forgot all about that. So I'm going to have to block off the microphone as I go down so I don't violate the terms of service for YouTube. But anyhow, so what I've got going on right here at the moment is I just have this piece of oak board right here across this unintended gap that was because this board is just really warped, but it made a good drop bolt because this is worthless now, and that down there isn't good enough. This came open and all but one of the boys was out. I've been feeding them up here, by the way, if you're wondering. Just realized I was all zoomed in here. So yeah, this is temporary until I get those steel gates finished and put back on there, or put on there. They've never been on there before. And no, unfortunately, I still haven't got my grapes yet. I did find that there's another vine downstairs that may be full of grapes that I wasn't aware of. We'll be going down there in a minute. I'm going to have to, A, probably talk real loud, or B, just put my finger over the microphone to block out the sound best I can so that I'm not in term service violation. So if it gets all stuffy sounding, that's why. Again, okay. Whew. When you put that thing on pause, unfortunately, it will unpause as soon as you lose power and regain power. So, I hope that didn't give me a strike for violating the terms. That's why I put my finger over the microphone, I think. And if it still comes out too loud, I'll try to sound cut that area. So, when I got done down here, so I got 40 new lights. That's 30 of them, and there's 8 of them because 2 of them are up here. And so if you remember, it just gets really dark in here. So at the moment, I've started cleaning this out so I can put those shelves in here. And I got those 2 lights in that area so we can see in here and move around in here. So that's where I've gotten to this week on this too. That's why the ladders are in here too. And this was all part of my initial grand design all along. So, other than that, the one less than cheerful event that's happened this week, I wonder if whoever those people were came by here and backed up and went away. I don't know if they just spied on me or what. Standing out, they parked over here and stopped, and like they were watching me or something. I don't see them now. Hopefully they went away and won't come back, because I don't know who they are and I don't want to find out who they are. So, that was just some of the stuff I gathered from my goat keeper friend's place. Old beat up polyethylene fuel tank. So yeah, let me get down here. Wish I knew how to edit real well so I could cut some of the long walking parts out. Although I can say this much, a lot of these dead trees here are going to be unfortunately needed for the finishing of this particular operation, because I need a lot of firewood for the unpleasantry of having to dispose of another dead goat body. And I'm getting all tangled up in these briars one of these days. I wish I could get my sickle bar mower down in here. Hopefully I'll be able to get the goats in here again and clear this all out. They'll have this all chewed off to the ground pretty quick, actually. Once I can figure out how to get it fenced where it won't wash away every time it floods. Anyhow, speaking of it washing away when it floods, you can see the scouring. Just since my last flood video I made, it's been flooding again. And it did even more damage. So, lots of there's cans washed down from above upstream and sand ruffled. I'm going to be gathering a lot of these old dead sticks and things. But the unfortunate thing is when the boys got out, one of them apparently was sick. And apparently by the effort of dragging it in to the field, I may have pushed it over the edge. It died. He was one of the new boys, and it's really not handy whatsoever. So I'm busy having to dispose of the body so that the predators and the scavengers don't come around. I'm not going to stoke that right now since it is a Sabbath, but that's just kind of what's going on there. I don't know if they survived last night. They were already a little frozen, but there was a strange discovery over here while I was over here inspecting all the flood damage. They are a little more damaged than they were yesterday. These brand new spudlets. The stems are not damaged, but the leaves are damaged pretty heavily. But these were planted, the parents of these were planted like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that, quite a while back. And so it caught me off guard when they decided to sprout. Kind of cool, but kind of useless at the same time, since that won't produce anything that we can use. It is what it is, though. Yeah, the babies. Yeah. You know, they see me, so they cry and beg and complain. Some of this flooding over here. Now, I had mentioned before there was some fresh blonde sand out here, but there's more now than the last time I did a footage of it, because this all came with another flood that happened after the one I last showed on here. And the thing is, now see, you see this fence wire, it's all knocked over. That's where the fence had been. I was worried it was eating my field away, and it is. However, at the same time it's eating it away, it's rebuilding it right here. All this gravel bar right here was all built up during that flood. And that raceway, that cut down through there, used to come across here and come over. Now it goes through there. So technically, since the definition of the border of my property is the middle of the creek, it's moved over there now. So I technically gained a little bit of land. Not that I can do much with it right now. Without having an excavator, I can't really do anything with this. What I'd like to do is build a solid wall high enough up that it would block all the flooding, and so I could keep animals down here or garden or do something down here besides watch it all wash away. But well, that's pretty much the long and short of it. Oh yeah, I was going to say that apparently up here in this dead elm tree, it made some kind of fruit, and I don't know if it's a grape or a wood vine. Looks like grapes. Hard to get my sights up on there very well. Yeah, it looks like grapes. I need to cut that thing down anyhow. And if it is a grapevine, then I'll just train it along somewhere closer to the ground on wires. String some wires in between those other trees or something, so that I can keep it up out of the reach of the animals. A lot of grapes flower and don't fruit. So unfortunately, a lot. And then some of them start setting fruit, and then it casts. And you got me coming along here not picking them when they do mature. I mean, I got some grapes picked this year, but I haven't got them all picked by any means. We shall see if I get around to it soon, or they get eaten up by the critters. But that's it, everybody. So, some sad news, some progress, and you know, improvements. But we'll see you all next Sabbath for the next report.